What's kind of the feeling of where you guys stand with everything heading into this last regular season game?
I think probably we're in as good a spot as we've been in a long time. I think we've talked about we made a decision and decided on this whole, we're going to have a 4-game mini season at the end of the year, and that's what the focus is going to be. And so they could actually visualize a calendar that this is it, and today's March. And they've handled it great. 2 road wins, obviously a really good win at Houston and a great win the other night. So, yeah, I mean, we're as healthy probably as we've been in a while, and probably mentally in a good space. So hard to believe it's the end of the regular season, but ready for what's next.
Kind of a random question, but about Mary Kate King.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's it like having her around? And my understanding was you guys first talked to her about being a manager, but she
Right.
was adamant about like wanting to play.
Right. No, we talked to her about being a manager, her high school coach. I played for me way back in the day, and Mary Kate was coming to Iowa State, and she didn't want to be a manager. She wanted to try and walk on. We let her walk on, and like a lot of walk-ons, they're in the background a little bit, but very important to their team. Her and Nye are the best of friends, and I think she's done a lot for Nye and helped her navigate some things. And it's a cool story that I tell our players all the time. There's 365 days in a year, and there's 30 to 32 nights where everyone sees what you do on the court, but there's a lot of other days they don't. And Mary Kate's one of those people that has impacted our team in a really positive way. Has impacted our school. She's very active, with all the activities that our student athletes do. She was just on our radio show, I think last week, talking about the can drive that they do. So phenomenal family and someone that has really done a really good job of being the kind of teammate. We've had some great walk-ons here. Sarah Robson and Abby Reinert and people that contributed so much to our team that most people don't know about, but that's okay, we know.
I think last year's when you guys briefly put her on scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you want to do that for?
Just as a thank you. I mean, the kids worked really hard, and I think it's just one of those things that you always tell teams, you have to do the work, you have to do all these things, and your reward for it and all that stuff. And she's someone that has done that for our team, and we just felt like it was a way to say thank you, and it was a way for her teammates to see that, hey, even though Mary Kate doesn't play a lot, we know how hard she works, and the coaches recognize it too. So it was something that she earned.
Bill, I don't know how much you look into scenarios, but I think if you went on Saturday, it's at least a very good chance. I don't think it's certain, but you could get a double bye at the Big 12 tournament. Probably don't pay attention to that. I'll ask you that. Let's tee it up for you. And second, what would that mean, though, given the uncertainty coming into this season, that you're in a position?
Yeah. No, we have looked at it, but I'm telling my head's about ready to implode because my man Chris Andringa is sending carp like it looks like the Declaration of Independence or something, and all the things that could happen. If it's a lunar eclipse when this game happens, or if it starts at Saturday at 2. We're aware of the possibilities, yes, and I think it would be an amazing thing to get if that were to happen, but it really doesn't happen until we do our job tomorrow. Everyone knows that, but the good thing is the whole thing is not predicated on watching what the other teams do. It will impact it, but not to the level of we need all these things to happen. But yeah, we're well aware of the possibilities of where it could land, and the sooner we know, the better, because Coach Carp and Jane and everyone's trying to plan for Kansas City's. They have like 75 different scenarios too. So we're trying to be as prepared as we can be.
And it seems like every year I've asked you a question about Nye and what her versatility means to the team. But it seems like particularly as of late, even before she had to miss a game, that she's really looked like the Nye of old. Can you just talk about what the season's been like for her and what she's giving you now? It seems to be substantial.
Yeah. I mean, I think, obviously it's been up and down for Nye a little bit. And physically, she's missed some time. And then, she had some, tough stretch where the ball wasn't going in the basket for her like she'd like. But, her versatility, we got her back in there Wednesday for the first time. She felt good enough to go. And we knew it would only be 7 to 10 minutes, but it was a very important 7 to 10 minutes. She'll start tomorrow. She'll start in AJ's place, not because of what AJ's not doing, but Nye's a senior. But she's someone that I'm hoping, obviously, I think if you look back at the end of last year, Nye was a huge factor for us, especially in the conference tournament. So, I'm hoping that she feels good and she's ready to, because when you become a senior, or not become, but when you see literally the end is coming, my memories or my experiences, they go out swinging like crazy, or they just kind of like every day you're sad because it's almost over, rather than celebrating the moment you're in. And that's a really hard thing to do. And I hope that both of them, I hope Nye and Hannah both, that's part of the reason we went to senior day stuff after the game, because I made that mistake a long time ago. Is like, you're doing senior stuff before the game and they're in the layup line crying. It's like, all right, can we worry about the game first? So, long answer to a simple question, but hopefully Nye can finish this thing in a similar way to last year.
And obviously, with it being senior night and all, just talking about Cincinnati a little bit more, obviously they're not had the best start to their first season in the Big 12. Can you kind of talk about what the kind of challenges they present that they could bring tomorrow?
Yeah, Cincinnati's, I think a couple challenges for us is they get to the free throw line a lot. I think they're like 4th in the country in free throw points scored kind of thing. They rebound the ball really, really well. And they play a different, defensive style than we've seen. It's similar to, maybe a Houston kind of thing. But the biggest thing for us is, and when we're good at not fouling people. So when you talk about opposite styles, this is it tomorrow. So if you look at their numbers, their free throw rate is really high. Their offensive rebound rate is really high. And, they're going to play a lot of kids. So scouting report defense becomes a little bit of a struggle for us. The Hayes kid in the post is very mobile. And that's not something Audie's seen lately. It's been more of your traditional back to the basket physical post player. She's more of a bounce and get around you, and that's why she leads the league in free throw attempts. So, we got to be better there than we were the other night, I think.
Bill, you've talked about like that 4-game, calendar that you've had. Do you feel like that's obviously it's been working? You're 3-0, but do you feel like this team is starting to peak at the right time with it now being March?
Yeah, I guess the simple answer would probably be yes, because we've won our last 3 games. But I do think that our team has been a team has really, and I think we weren't as good as when we started. We weren't as bad as as everyone thought. We were in the middle. But I think it's a team that is they're almost sophomores, but they're still freshmen, and this is their first collegiate run, Hannah's first collegiate run, and Emily's still. So I think we probably are in a better spot where we're not just literally grinding and limping to the finish line. I think we are in a good space. Obviously, that changes. As you guys know, I'm a baseball guy. Momentum is the next day's starting pitcher. And we don't play well tomorrow, then everyone's going to be. So yes, but we're all worried about what's coming. But excited about the possibilities, and I think the biggest thing, I've said this many times to you guys, is you know, if you get to the start of a season and you're thinking ahead, and if you can tell yourself you're going to wake up March 2nd, last game of the season, playing a game in March at home that really means something, then I think you feel like, all right, we've done something right, and our kids have really done a great job. My staff's done the best job they've ever done, ever, as far as navigating the individual stuff with our players and the teaching and the hard stuff that you have to do with a young team. So it's all come together to a point where I think it's been I don't know how everyone has their own evaluation of good season, bad season, in between season, but I feel good about what our players have done.
Spent a lot of time talking about senior night. I think
Okay.
the big question, will Emily go through senior
No.
night stuff?
She will not go through it. She's going to make a decision. She wasn't completely sure, and we had to get everything organized, and she didn't want to do it unless she was absolutely positive one way or the other. I think she'll make a decision very soon, but she will not go through the senior day activities tomorrow. It'll just be Nye, Hannah, and the managers who are going to get more pub than they deserve probably. So, no, but yeah, it'll, I think it's coming really soon. She was just trying to process things, but when we tried to put everything together, she was not in a place, and she said, Coach, if I don't know for sure, then I don't want to do it twice. Sure. So hopefully, I'm sure you guys will probably know before I know. Thank you all. I appreciate your time.
Sorry.